Welcome to Everything Neuropathy. My name is Dr. Karen May. Today we are going to talk about why nutrition and not diet, and how when you diet it can make your neuropathy worse. So I always give good information, love to have some research to back it up, but know that this information it doesn't constitute medical advice, so please make certain you're using it appropriately. But always take something away from this that you can apply to, as long as it fits for your circumstance. But we want to talk about why diets can make your neuropathy worse, because they can. Diets are usually short term. Usually we will do something for a period of time, we'll lose weight, whatever our goal is, and then we forget and we go right back to where we used to and all of the things that got us to be in the situation in the first place. And so most people, when they start a diet, they what they've done so far is gotten them where they're at and they don't like it, but doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result's the definition of insanity. So they're willing to make a change. But the problem is with any diets, they can be so restrictive that you can't sustain them. And I know people will talk about 80-20 and sticking with it. Yeah, well, good luck. That's the thing is real life means that there's some nights you don't want to cook. There's some nights you're going to go out to eat, that you may be on a limited income and a fixed budget. And so you want to just fill your fridge. And so you're just filling it through food. And a lot of diet foods out there, and prepackaged diet foods have a lot of binders and fillers and artificial sweeteners and all of that type of stuff. So understand that those all add up and can make neuropathy worse. So understand neuropathy is an inflammatory condition. When there's that destruction of that nerve, that's an inflammatory process. Your body is breaking down faster than it can repair. So I'm going to do a whole other video of why your doctors tell you can't heal and repair nerves. But the sneak peek is that in their world you can't, because they're never looking at internal health and cell health. They're just looking at they can't give you a pill or do a procedure to make it happen. So that is the reason why diets, and especially the ones that are super restrictive, they can make your neuropathy worse, even though they make you skinny. Of course, we want people healthy, but when you eat foods that cause inflammation, yeah, you're going to pack some weight on. So not only do we want you healthy, a healthy weight, but we also want you healthy and healing and repairing on the inside. So that's all. You always hear me say nutrition, not diet. I hate diets because people just can't sustain them. So I wanted to go back to the research and to understand why, where's the research behind using food as medicine, because that's really what it comes down to. So where it comes down to is 2004 British Journal of Medicine was looking at cardiovascular disease. That's based on inflammation. Well, cardiovascular disease is only one inflammatory condition. So think high blood pressure, or think high cholesterol, but you also have to think about all the other inflammatory conditions, autoimmune disorders, even acne, constipation, heart disease, all of cancers, all of those have an inflammatory component. And we've seen those keep going up and up and up throughout the past 50 years. We're just watching chronic diseases keep going and going and going. And what we can look at is at that same time, we've watched our quality of our nutrition go down and down and down. We've watched people stop doing gardens, eating the quick, the easy, processed foods. And so we got to talk about the quality of our food. So that research article talked about eating whole foods. In particular, this was fish and red wine and dark chocolate and veggies and fruit and almonds and garlic. Eating those in a day, over time, 76% reduction in cardiovascular disease. That's huge, especially when people are dying of heart attacks all the time. When our immune system is tanked, that's an inflammatory condition. So understand that with neuropathy, if you think you want to take care of your neuropathy, the only way you can do it is start to improve and decrease inflammation and then get blood flow to those nerves again. Now there's a fighting chance. And so within that journal article is we can extrapolate fish. Well, we know now since 2004, it has to be wild caught. Regular grocery stores, you just have to read a label. You'll find wild caught, because they're not farm raised or fed grains. They're fed corn and soybean as well. And so we can also extrapolate that grass-fed, grass-finished meats also constitute for inflammatory, because grass-finished means they're just eating grass. They're not being fattened up with grains. Red wine, loaded with antioxidants. Dark chocolate, 70% cocoa or higher. Same thing, about an ounce of that a day. Huge impact on bringing inflammation down. Veggies, they're loaded with nutrients. Fruits, loaded with nutrients. Same thing with almonds and garlic. So we can look at this, if we just use whole foods and put them in the right combination, it's amazing what our body's capable of. So find our videos that talk about like using food as medicine, because it goes into a heck of a lot more detail. But when we eat inflammatory foods, or when we diet, we should never be restricting ourselves and eliminating any major food groups, but we have to eat it in the right proportions too. That's the reason why I talk about grains, dairy, and sugar. Plenty of research behind all of those and how they cause inflammation and chronic disease. But understand that in real life, up to a cup of inflammatory foods a day, your body can handle, but the rest of it needs to be anti-inflammatory. And so we focus on more of what heals and repairs versus what's breaking you down. Just know that you should be able to go out to eat, but make better choices. And by the time you find out your balance and you're reducing those inflammatory foods, pain levels come down, not just in your hands and feet, but all over the body. Cells start to heal and repair. You're actually using food as medicine and the way it was designed. And so make certain you make choices. And I know some of you are watching this video thinking, well, it's too expensive to eat healthy. I'll challenge anyone on that any day. You can buy great frozen fish and frozen grass-fed, grass-finished meats and frozen vegetables way cheaper than buying a pizza and going out to eat, or frozen dinners. You just have to put a little time and effort into it. And so, yeah, you have to actually go back to cooking a little bit, but there's also ways that you can do it that vegetables are already cut up. You just buy them and you cook them. They're already somewhat cooked if you buy frozen vegetables and you're just heating them up. There's ways to do it. You just have to want to make the changes. So make a few changes. Just know that what you do when you diet is breaking your body down. Use food as medicine. You think about nutrition, that it's healing and repairing you. So you can do it. Pick one thing that increase your vegetables today and reduce some grains, dairy, and sugar, and see how your body feels. Thanks.